was 6 years old, I played for a neighborhood football team called the Frankfurt Chargers, and they asked me. The coach asked me. He said, "What's your name?" And my first name was Sultan, and I said, Sultan. He said, he looked at me. He said, "What?" I said, Sultan. He said, "Oh no, we're going to have to find you a different name." So I'm like, all right, well, I obviously don't like my name, but. So I played football. Next couple of days, he saw that I was strong and I was fast. He said, "I got a name for you." He came back the next day singing. He said, "You know what? I'm gonna call you Showtime. You put on a good show. I'm gonna call you Showtime." And ever since I was 6 years old playing football, it stuck. And then when I got to the ring, because at 6 years old, I wasn't boxing competitively. I was in the gym training with the older guys, but I didn't get in the ring until I actually fighting until I was 8. But by that time, I was still playing football, so I took it to the ring. You know, I put Showtime on all of my shorts. I started telling everybody, you know, that I didn't like anybody calling me by my first name anymore. For one, they messed it up. It's hard. I don't know, for some reason it's hard for people to say Sultan. They either going to be Sultan or Sultan, but they just messed it up. So it just stuck. I put it on the shorts, and that's what everybody saw. You know, when I boxed and I performed well, I kept winning, all they could see was Showtime. You know. First of all, a boxer, you gotta separate a boxer from like a slugger, because a slugger, you know, they're the type that just walk straight to you, like no feet work really, just, you know, flat-footed, walk to you, just bob and weave side to side, just throw like powerful punches. You know, a boxer, you know, you sound a little funny, but a boxer sounds like a dancer. You know what I mean? Moves. He can move in, he can move out, he can move side, he can move to the side. You know, he can move like, and it just flows with him. You know what I mean? That's what a boxer is. A boxer is able to move at any point in time. His punches and his feet move together. You know what I mean? All in one motion. You know, sluggers, I'm sure you've seen a lot of sluggers in professional. They may get the knockout, but a boxer will always be the slugger. You know what I mean? If you're able to move and control your punches and control your feet work and able to duck and get yourself out of bad situations, get yourself into good situations, you know, that's a good boxer. A slugger, like, once they move forward with the punches, that's hard for them to move back, you know what I mean? Or hard for them to move to the side or to the side. All they can do is just walk to you and throw hard punches. You know what I mean? And two guys swinging, like two sluggers, like that's horrible. Like, well, somebody's bound to get knocked out. If you're just sitting there swinging and you're flat-footed and you're not moving, yeah, just asking to get knocked out. Though with the way I train, I don't really. The way I train hard. Like, when I come in the gym and I see others training hard, it makes me want to train even harder. So getting in the ring, I fought big guys, like huge muscle men, tall guys, strong guys, fast guys. That's how I fought them all. I've been fighting a long time. But when you get tired, no matter how good you are, when you get tired, you lose the advantage. If that other guy's in shape and you're tired and you're unable to throw your punches and not able to duck, it can wear you out. You know what I mean? So that's just like the worst fear for me ever. So I constantly run, constantly train, stay on the bag for rounds after rounds. Because if you get tired, that's it for you, no matter how good you are. And like my dad always say, you know, the man in the best shape will always win, and that's the truth. Come on!
Dude, you old. You got a bad hand. You old, man.
You gotta like roll in, like you make us do the crunches over there. It's like the opposite. You gotta roll over your bottom part, so your knees to the chest and squeeze, but you gotta keep your arms straight. Bring the knees to your chest, and then toes to the bar, and then toes to the bar.
Hey, good. He old.
Woo.
Hey, dude, he old.
You feel it here, man? Nice and tight.
Come on, man.
Not really. My dad has been like a health nut, you know what I mean? And he was the cook in the house, and whatever he made, it was always good for you. You know, whether he provided a lot of baked food, like a lot of baked fish, chicken, a lot of vegetables. We had vegetables every day. There was always food around, and a lot of egg whites. Like a lot of mornings, like I wake up just to like an egg white omelet, like, and then ketchup as a kid. You know what I mean? I used to come home at certain points. Like, some people find it nasty. Like, I came home. I used to get off from school at 2 o'clock. And been waiting. I left to go to the gym at 3:30. I used to come home and put celery, and lettuce on the plate. I just put ketchup on it, and that's what I would eat before I went to the gym. You know what I mean? And that's exactly what I eat. I would come home and have like baked chicken and broccoli, and then that was it for the day. You know, you have your junk food outside, a little here and there, little chips and candy here and there, but since I was so used to it, I bring it home. Since my trainer's my father, you know, it didn't really affect me that much as far as like other guys who went home and their parents ate bad or like their brothers and sisters ate bad. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Gotcha.
I had that healthy environment at home too. So.
Good, you gotta be the first one to make it out of here, dog. Well, not the first one, but you know, in our generation.
Like we in jail. Are you ridiculous?
Right. I'm the first one to escape.
Like
It's
in our
crazy.
generation. You always trying to play me, yo.
Hardest punch I ever fought. But if you look at him close, like he's slim, like he's skinny, like he's 6 foot.
Tall too, yeah.
Yeah, but I was at the time only like 5, 6.5, but his punches, man, I fought every one of them. I remember he hit me with a hook, and I was like, all right, I can't get hit with this again.
Yeah,
Hit me with the right hand, and I was like, all right, now I gotta start laying punches on him because these things hurt. But I ain't never been hit.
I saw
I
that.
fought a lot of people before I ain't never been hit that hard.
Wow. And now he's what, 15-0?
Around the 15-0, like 12, 13 knockouts.
That's crazy, man.
Hey, you gotta give it to him. He's good.
Yeah. But
You're 20, so it wasn't long ago that you were a teenager.
Yeah.
Did you ever use that to your advantage? You know, like fighting kids in high school, or
Yeah,
you know?
like my high school is basically a lot of kids I grew up with. Like I said, and what gave me an advantage was too, I played for the neighborhood football team. So I knew basically all the guys within my neighborhood. But then when I got to high school, there was a lot of kids coming from everywhere. South Philly, you know, Germantown, North Philly. So you got a lot of new faces, you know, and everybody, you know, it's like a man thing, you know, the testosterone, everybody want to prove like the dominant male. So it was a lot of fighting, and I had to a couple of times, but a lot of guys are funny. Like, I got in a couple of fights outside of school, and people, I used to have long hair. They used to look at me like no facial hair. People used to look at me like, look at this guy. You know, he's small, little light skinned guy with this long hair. I didn't pose a threat to nobody. Like, you know, I'm in class with guys 6 feet tall, football players, like big muscle, and they had beards at the age of like 16. You know what I mean? I didn't pose a threat to nobody. But when they actually see me fight, they was like, well, wow. They was like, well, I didn't even know you could do that. Like, you don't look at it. Like, that's why it's really the truth. Don't judge a book by its cover, because what they seen, what I had to offer, they was like, I had respect. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I gave it. So after a while, after a couple of fights, like, they realized, and then the word that our box got out, and everybody said, oh no, he boxed and he's good. Like, leave him alone. You know what I mean? So I really didn't have so many problems after that. You know what I mean?
But when do you think you're gonna go pro?
Well, really it's up to my dad. Like, probably after I'm 21, which is
Okay.
August. So, you know.
Nice. Are you excited?
Yeah, you know, this amateur thing, like, it's kind of hard, man. Not hard like fighting wise, but they got their favoritism. You know, if you want to advance in the tournament, they got their favorites, and between the judges and other trainers, like, it's a lot of cheating involved with it too. But
Wow.
yeah, so
I'm chilling. You want to hear a joke? Alright. So, alright, let's hear it. What does the man say when he walks into a bar?
We don't know. You
I need a drink. Ouch. Nah, you get it?
Oh yeah, when he walks into a bar.
It's an anti-joke.
Like,
It's an
oh. I'm like, what?
It's a literal ouch. Like,
They don't got that right away.
That's how all girls do.
And you're gonna be fighting out of Philadelphia, right?
yeah, but you know, I just don't want to be that Philadelphia fighter. You know what I mean? Where
Okay.
that only fights in Philly. I want to be known throughout other states and eventually throughout the world. You know?
Yeah.
I don't know, like I've been pretty humble my whole life. Like I just felt basically the same. It's been like life to me. You know, like people go to work every day. It's been like that for me forever. You know what I mean? It do make you feel good though when you're able to get out there, run 6 to 8 miles, come home, take a deep breath, and ready to work out. It makes you feel good. You know what I'm saying? Like your body is always physically fit. You know what I mean? Like it gives you an advantage over a lot of guys too. You know what I mean? Just to stay here and feel like if it wasn't for boxing, I would have left Philadelphia a long time ago. You know what I mean? I would have went off to school, probably somewhere down south or somewhere on the West Coast. I would have really left there if it wasn't for boxing. Now, I done sacrificed a lot of things. You know, I done gave up a lot of my time. I've been here every day, Monday through Friday, since I was a kid, faithfully. And I try not to miss a day. And if I do miss a day, I'm highly upset. And I got to go home and try to make up for this training and the training I do at home. And not only that, you know, anybody, I want this bad. You know what I mean? I've been wanting it for a long time. Anybody that's stepping my way is gonna pay. Anybody I get in this ring with and they wanna, you know, this is success to me. If I advance in this, you know, you can become very successful, and I have the talent to become very successful in this. And anybody that comes in here, they're in my way of success, and I just gotta knock them out that position. You know what I mean? Out of that place. You know, I ain't gonna let nobody stop me from becoming successful in this boxing game.
But you're gonna be Showtime's manager, right? Or well, basically, yeah, it's everything.
Man,
Yeah.
everything.
Trainer, manager, ring,
All these guys. I'm gonna watch out for them. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna let that what happened to other parts happen to them. When they finish their careers, they're gonna still have a brain. They'll have some money.
Yeah.
You know?
And can do something with it.
That was like they were.
Come on, man.